Come on, everybody, calm down. Everybody, listen. Everybody, hey, everybody, hey, calm down. Listen, hey, shut the fuck up. You have any idea how annoying that is? Hey everybody, it's Drewski McGillicuddy, and I'm kind of scared to make this video because, you know, how Halloween fans are. So I went to the theater and watched this for a second time, and I've got to tell you, unfortunately for me, it kind of loses its flair on the second watch. We will get into spoilers. But before I get into any of that, my God, like, people need to just get the fuck over themselves, okay? You know, they should start playing that thing that they play at the beginning of Last House on the Left before these movies and just remind people, it's only a movie. It's only a movie. It's only a movie. It's only a movie. Because, you know, I had to unfollow a certain horror group that I'm in because it's just become, let's talk about Halloween Kills. Let's post the same thing over and over again. And 9 times out of 10, if you say that you love this movie and it was a masterpiece, good for you. Excellent. Great, great, great. But God damn it, even if you like the movie, but you happen to bring up or say anything negative about it, it's like the fucking mob in the movie with their fucking baseball bats and their fucking, you know, tire irons, whatever else these people had. Basically, they grab their torches and they're coming after you. Which makes me kind of scared to post this or make this video because I said I liked the movie. I did. And I mentioned some gripes I had with it in my previous spoiler-free video. If you want to watch a spoiler-free video, it's down there or something like that. I see a lot of people always pointing either down there or up there. There's a metaphorical video that you can click on. So after seeing the movie a second time, the small little glaring problems I had with it the first time kind of flared up and just like smacked me right in the mouth like the second time. And the dialogue is definitely one of those things. So we're gonna get into it and talk about all that. But like I said, I just wanted to say, how come you're allowed to fucking praise this movie till the fucking cows come home, but goddamn you if you say anything negative about it? Because guess what? I'm getting ready to say some negative shit. Well, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about this movie because I did go home and I watched the original last night. I was gonna watch Halloween 2018, but then I remembered, fuck that movie. And it made me, like, because I thought watching Kills was gonna make me like Halloween 2018, but the more I thought about it, the more I was like, well, why do I want to watch that one? Because, like, I don't know. So anyway, after seeing some other people's thoughts and hearing some other people's thoughts, I thought, you know, I'd put some more thought into it and think about some things. And like, one of the biggest glaring things, we're just going to keep jumping around. I got to start at the beginning, right? I got to start at the beginning because I really did like how the movie picks up directly after Halloween 2018 picked up. A lot like how Halloween 2 from 1981 picked up directly after Halloween from 1978. That's why. They erased that movie from existence just to kind of copy it in this one. Peculiar. Cameron is walking along and he's calling Oscar on the phone because he fucked up with Allison. And he just He needs to make it right, which I thought was a nice touch to add because, you know, the last time we saw that motherfucker, I wanted Michael Myers to stab him in the face with a butcher knife. But then here he is, you know, realizing that he's a dickhead, not knowing that Oscar's hanging on a fence somewhere with a fucking spike through his face. And we're going to flash forward real quick, because even though I didn't like Oscar, and I didn't like a lot of the dialogue in this movie, the directing in this movie is really, really good, because even though didn't care for this character, never met his mother, there's a scene later on in the hospital when she sees Oscar's dead body laying in there, and just, without even saying anything, just her, like, I can't even do it, I'm not that good of an actor, but like, just her reaction to that, I thought was really good. So I'll just bring that up real quick. So anyway, he's walking along, and then there is Officer Hawkins laying there bleeding to death after getting stabbed in the throat with whatever that thing was that Dr. Sartain had, and immediately Cameron goes over and checks on him and starts screaming for help, even though he had a cell phone and he could just whip it out and call 911 and say, "Officer down," instead of screaming at nobody. But that's beside the point. I really liked that that's how it started off. And then we go straight into the flashback from Hawkins. Apparently he was there that night in 1978. So we go into the flashback, which was the highlight of the movie for me. I really liked how they were able to make it look like it was made in the 70s. They had all the cars. The only thing that really bothered me about the flashback scenes was some of the acting and some of the dialogue. Like, I thought the bullies that were picking on Lonnie were kind of really bad. But like, they were like, "Don't fuck with the MacGruber's," and then just, you know, I don't ever remember. I mean, I was bullied when I was a kid back in the day. But like, these kids are the ones that need to be bullied. Like, they're just terrible. I'd have smacked them around a little bit. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. The acting all throughout the movie, except for here on occasion, somebody will have a glowing, you know, reaction to a situation, and it'll be all right. But like, the line delivery, even back then, was just a tad off. Like, the first time I watched it, I didn't notice it as much, but watching it the second time, and I know people keep bringing up that argument as well. Well, it's a slasher movie. What do you expect? I expect they spent, what, $35 million? I don't know how much movies cost these days, but, you know, they spent like this much money. Do I have the pop-up? Can I have the pop-up? Do I have the technology? See, if I have the technology to make this pop up on the screen, you have the technology to hire somebody that can write above a fucking 8th grade level, because the entire script to this movie felt very, I'm 14 and I'm getting to write a Halloween script. It's almost as if maybe they did write this shit when they were 14 and just kept it in a little box under their bed somewhere. I don't know. I'm not a fucking psychic. But I know that it doesn't seem like much effort was put into a lot of the script, I guess, is what I'm getting at. But that's beside the point. So we're having the flashback, and Officer Hawkins was there the night that they apprehended Michael Myers, and he lost his partner, because that scene right there where he's standing there, because they're talking about, you know, he used to stand in his sister's bedroom staring out the window, and then this jackass goes and stands in his sister's bedroom staring out the window, even though there's like fresh footprints like right where he's standing. And then here comes Michael, and you know, it was a pretty good scare. The theater jumped both times that I went to see this, and you know, it was fine. But it's like, why are you going to shoot your partner? Like, I've seen that in a movie once where they were like talk about shooting a hostage. Maybe it was Speed with Keanu Reeves. I don't know, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about he shoots his partner, and then later on they made it like, "Oh, well, you did what you could, but we'll cover it up. He shot himself." Like, yeah, he shot himself trying to shoot Michael. I've seen that in the movie before, too, where, you know, oh, maybe that was a Die Hard movie or something. I don't know. But I remember seeing that where he shoots himself to shoot the guy standing behind him. Anyway, it was cool, but it was kind of stupid at the same time. I don't know. I'm so scared that everybody's going to get mad at me. Because it was well directed. This whole movie was well directed. The score was phenomenal. But then you've got stuff like, you know, everybody's delivery, everybody, like, even the characters I liked, like some of their lines, some of the, like, it all comes out to this corny dialogue. Like, did Danny McBride write this fucking movie? I mean, I get it. He's funny when somebody else writes shit for him, like Eastbound and Down. I don't know if you've ever seen that, but people write for him and he gives a good line delivery, but it's like he's just, I want to talk about the spoilers, but I just keep hearkening back to what's wrong with this movie, and it's like almost like Rob Zombie light. You know what I mean? It's like the directing, the lighting, the cinematography, every technical aspect of this movie is incredible, just like Rob Zombie's. Every aspect when it came to technicality on Rob Zombie's movies are fucking awesome. That's the only reason I watch them. But when it comes to the fucking dialogue, the delivery, and just the overall story and what has been changed from the original, it's like, what the fucking point is this? Because what was the fucking point of making Halloween 2018 and just erasing everything that happened prior to pretty much start doing beat for beat little pieces and chunks out of each fucking other film from the franchise? Because this movie basically is Halloween 2 and 4 rolled together, except Michael never makes it to the hospital. But Laurie spends 90% of the movie in the hospital. Just like in 1981, she spent 90% of the fucking movie in the hospital. And then they have the town going after fucking Michael Myers and killing innocent people in their wake. Just like in 1988, in Halloween 4, they did the same goddamn thing. They shot Buck, or whatever the fuck his name was, in the bushes. It just doesn't make sense to me why they needed to do any of this. Why not just remake the fucking movie? Like, if you knew you were going to be able to do that good of a job at recreating what it actually looked like in 1978, why not just give us a remake like that, but just like tweak a couple things so that you're not just plagiarizing the first movie, since some people seem to have a problem with shot for shot remakes. Like, nobody likes The Omen, and nobody likes Psycho, and nobody likes Rob Zombie's Halloween, which was, aside from the prequel in it, a shot for shot remake with just some trashiness thrown into it. But this movie is basically just, let's pretend like nothing happened. We're going to take place right after Halloween, and then we're going to have our sequel do the same thing that the original sequel did, as well as the return of Michael Myers. And we're going to have, fuck it, let's throw in Halloween Season of the Witch. Fucking God. I don't even know why I'm doing this. I'm going to get myself in so much trouble. Do you know what I mean? And I haven't even gotten to the other parts of the movie. So there's the scene in the bar where apparently every Halloween, Tommy Doyle, Nurse Cratchit, and whatever the fuck, Lonnie Anderson, all come and they do a talent show. And every year Tommy tells this story, which in this part of the movie I actually did Michael Anthony's Hall performance of telling that story. But it's really, do they do it every year, or is it just because it's the 40th anniversary? I mean, these people act like this event was a big fucking part of their history and their town's history, and it is. It's like an infamous event. There was 3 teenagers slain and a dog eaten on Halloween night in 1978. Who wouldn't remember that if they're a local? But you gotta think, this harkens back to when Michael escapes, there's this little fat bald guy, okay? And then when people hear about what's going on with, Laurie, and, that there's been another attack by Michael Myers, and Michael Myers is on the loose, they show the inmates that have escaped, because there's two of them. There's this guy who they just conveniently blurred out so that they're not showing you Michael Myers' full-on face, which the characters in the movie see this. They see this. And then they show this little fat, bald, innocent-looking fat, bald guy. And you're telling me... Like, hold on, we'll get to that in a second. But in the bar... There's the couple that go out. They're a nurse and a doctor, except the nurse is the doctor and the doctor's the nurse. Anyway, that's beside the point. I do like the part where she's like, Michael Myers in the backseat, go look, or go check, or whatever. That was funny. I like that. But they go and they get Tommy and they tell him, you know, Michael Myers in the backseat. And Tommy, like, has, what the hell is it called? Huckleberry. The old Huckleberry bat. Hold on. I didn't have a bat handy, but he's walking around like this, like he's a tough guy, right? The whole time, he looks over at the car and he goes, like, all dramatically. And it was just, both times I rolled my eyes. Anyway, that's beside the fucking point. He goes over to this stranger's car that he just met in the bar that literally told him, can you and your friends shut the fuck up? And then later on they apologize. Well, we didn't know that you were those people that survived Halloween night 1978. Let me buy you a fucking beer. But anyway, he goes up to the car and he's like, Michael, is that you? And before he even confirms that it's Michael, he starts taking this bat and beating the shit out of some guy he just met's car, instead of opening the door and beating the shit out of supposed Michael Myers. Plus, you know, had he not just started beating the shit out of the car, maybe the little fat bald dude wouldn't have taken off and totaled the car completely. Maybe if he would have opened the fucking door, he'd be like, that's a little fat bald guy, that's not Michael Myers. And then that wouldn't have led to the scene where he runs off and then for some reason he's running around the hospital going, help me, while Tommy Doyle is just getting everybody amped up like, Michael Myers here, we gonna kill him. Let's go kill him, because Michael Myers here, evil dies tonight. Evil dies tonight. And then they chase this little fat bald guy, and then Lori and Karen keep screaming, but obviously, you know, she couldn't hear him over the drinking game I was talking about in my other review. Because if you were to take a drink every time someone says Michael Myers or Evil Dies Tonight or It Dies, like I said, there's a couple other times you could take a drink too. And anytime somebody starts reflecting on the original movie, even in the 1978 version, they reflect on the original, but that's fine. Everybody's gonna be so mad at me. But I do like the scene where, you know, they go to the park and she runs those kids off. And like, I like the whole peekaboo. It's like, what do you think? We're 3? Even though those kids were assholes, they had done some asshole things. They was fucking with Big John and Little John. But we'll get to Big John and Little John in a minute. So these strangers, you got Lindsay Wallace and Nurse Cratchit. That's not right, is it? I don't give a fuck. And you got the black couple, and they're all going on a carpool together because, you know, they're rounded up. They're looking for Michael Myers, and they find these kids. They run the kids off, and then Michael Myers come, and he gets on top of the car, and this girl's got a Desert Eagle, and her husband, he don't know how to. He's effeminate, apparently, because he's you know, she's got to be the strong female. But no, he's effeminate. Like, he almost acts as if he's gay himself, but he doesn't know how to use a firearm. But she does. She shot that shit before, and it's a Desert Eagle. This ain't no little pistol. This is a fucking Desert Eagle. This will break your goddamn wrist if you ain't holding the motherfucker properly. So, you know, Michael goes in. He done kills everybody in the car real quick, and I really do like the knife to the eye kill. That's a good one. Like, I like this scene, but like, even though it's fucking amazing, don't get me wrong, it's fucking amazing when she goes, like, she's terrible shot. She's an absolutely terrible shot. Just a missing. And then she gets too close and he kicks the door and she shoots herself in the fucking head. One of the most amazing kills I ever seen in my life, but it's also one of the dumbest things. Like, it should have been on Fail Army. Then there's Lindsay stranded out in the field, but she takes a pillowcase and she fills it with bricks, and she, you know, kind of holds her own for a little bit against Michael Myers, but then she runs off, she hides, and he wanders around, you know, whatever. Meanwhile, you got all these crazy people at the hospital while everybody else has disbanded, because Cameron and his dad, because you find out Cameron is Lonnie's son, and him and Allison go off together because they've figured out that Michael must be going back to his house, because if you look at the map, it's a straight line right to Michael Myers' childhood home. And make sure you call him Michael Myers, because people might forget. The people watching the motherfucking movie will forget that they are looking for Michael Myers. I guarantee it. So that's why you got to keep repeating Michael Myers' name over and over again. Also, make sure to let everyone you know evil dies tonight. Evil dies tonight. Yeah, then we have the kids that we saw in the playground. They had played a prank on Big John and Little John, who are the cute, adorable gay couple that live in Michael Myers' old house. And I don't know what it is about these two. Maybe it's because they probably have the strongest performances in the movie. Maybe it's because Little John is Stewart from Mad TV. And I thought for sure I knew who Big John was. He looked so familiar. I almost thought he was the guy from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. And there's a couple other 90s things that I remember. He almost looks like a chubby Christian Slater or something like that. I can't put my finger on it, but he looks so familiar. But like their chemistry together, like they felt lived in, you know what I mean? Like, they didn't even have that much time to, you know, whatever have you, develop, I guess. But you got to, you know, I got attached to them. And the scene where they realize that these kids are no longer fucking with them, and that there is a grown adult man in their house. He's got this golf club when he thinks it's the kids, Big John. He's got this golf club, and he puts that down. He takes his robe off. He takes his watch off. And I'm thinking, oh shit, he's going to go out and he's going to do like Julian versus Jason, and Jason Takes Manhattan and duke it out with Michael Myers. Maybe do a Busta Rhymes spinning heel kick or some shit like that. But no, he picks up this little dainty knife and goes, I've got this knife. And, you know, a lot of people complain about some of the humor in this movie. I mean, I thought the humor in this movie worked a lot better than 2018. But it's like, do we really need humor in any of these movies? But this was like natural, because like because he figured that maybe that, but I thought he was going to whoop his ass, but he picks up this little tiny knife and says, I've got this knife. And then there's another scene where Little John's walking in front of the mirror and sees himself. He goes, oh! And I thought that was hysterical. But yeah, I hear people saying that Michael wouldn't have situated their bodies like they had it in this picture that they scroll past. And I'm like, yes, he would have, because even before Jason was setting up dead body booby traps in the Friday the 13th franchise, Michael Myers did it first. He set up the dead body for Laurie to find in the bedroom, and then, you know, Bob's coming out of the little crawl space in the ceiling or whatever. You know, Michael Myers did it first. Jason's just better at it. But yeah, I thought that was cute. And then harkening back to, you know, how we had, because I said, you know, you had to have the gay couple, and then you had to have the interracial couple, which, you know, even though I'm just joking around for the most part about saying, oh, they got to be all inclusive, like, this is another example of, you don't know who these people are. We don't get that much time with them. They don't really develop their characters all that much. But just the little bit of time we have with this old white guy and the old black lady, and just them fooling around with the drone and their little back and forth, you know, that was kind of all I really needed. But then, he brutalizes the old man, and he's like when he just grabs that light and sticks it in her throat. That was one of the coolest kills in the movie. But then while she's laying there dying, without saying a word, the look on her face while she's sitting there watching the person she loved be brutalized by Michael Myers, where he's just making him a fucking human pincushion with all the knives out of their little knife block. Like, that shit hit me. Like, I almost brought a tear to my eye both times I watched the movie. So see, God damn it, this movie does a lot of things that are just fucking stupid and terrible, and I hate them. I can't stand them one bit. But then it's got shit like this that just, touches me right in the feels. And if I can get anything out of my horror movies, that's what I want. I want the feelings. I want the feelings of terror, the feelings of dread, the feelings of, sorrow and heartache and all that good shit. And, and if you can sprinkle some good laughs in there, here and there, and they're not forced, that's great. Which, this movie does that a little bit. But yeah, what am I fucking talking about? So still, we've got Laurie running around in the hospital for 90% of the movie. And then you got Karen, who I could not stand in the last movie. I couldn't necessarily stand her in this movie, but I understood her more, I guess. And she's still, the majority of the movie, running around being a Karen. Like, there's so many scenes where she's just yelling at somebody about something. Back to Lonnie, Allison, and Cameron go back to Big John and Little John's house after they've been deceased. And Lonnie tells them, y'all stay here. I'm going in the house. And I did like Lonnie more than anybody else that was like a returning character, even though he's not, well, none of them were, except for the nurse or the returning actresses or whatever. But, the little story about doing peyote with Allison's daddy I thought was cute. And then I did like when he asked him to stay in the car and she said, do you expect me to stay in the car? And he says, no, I don't expect you to stay in the car, but I'm asking you to. Tells him to stay safe. I liked that. That was good. Okay. But then he gets out by himself and goes into the house, never to be seen. Oh wait, we do see his dead body because he gets an off-screen kill that kind of pisses me off. He's supposed to be, we get his added in experience with Michael Myers. He came face to face with him on the sidewalk, which you got to wonder, why would he be sitting? No, we're not even going to talk about that. Okay, we'll talk about that later if there's time, because we've already been talking about this movie for far too long. So, Allison and Cameron go into the house looking for Michael, and then, they find his dad, and it's fucking bullshit. But see, I do like how Cameron steps up. I mean, he's still running around in a dress, but he is trying to hold his own, but he doesn't come close to being able to even lift a finger against Michael Myers. He gets one of the most painful looking deaths in the movie. I'm not even necessarily sure what he was doing, just slamming him on the ground and then, lifting him up to the railing and then slamming him back onto the ground. But it looked painful. And, Allison's performance as she's screaming for him to stop it and leave him alone, I thought that was pretty good. And then just fucking breaks his fucking neck. And that's the thing. It's like, he didn't even really get a chance. I mean, he did. He slightly redeemed himself, but then it seemed like he was wasted. And that's the other thing. A lot of these characters seem like they were brought back just to be wasted. I mean, I get it. They needed a high body count. They wanted to bring back characters from the 78 film just to kill them, not even really spend any time with them. That's the other thing. The movie feels like it happened too fast. The movie happens too fast. It's like kill, 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 a bunch of nonsense, kill, 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 a bunch of nonsense, kill, kill, kill. It's over. What the fuck? Because, after he kills Cameron, he comes down and he's about to kill Allison. And that's when here come Karen redeeming herself for being such a whiny little bitch for the past 2 movies. And she stabs him with the pitchfork. But then she takes his mask and just... It's kind of corny, like, come and get it! Take me! Take me, you bastard! and then she runs off into the darkness, and Michael follows her. Instead of finishing the job and killing Allison, he runs off and goes after Karen, and it's a trap, and she gives the gotcha line again, and it is just, after watching the movie the second time, god damn it, fucking terrible. Like, you literally just said that 4 hours ago, and you were wrong that time, and goddamn it, if you weren't wrong this time, because, you know, everybody comes out, and I thought this shot was really cool. Everybody comes out, they allow Michael to put his mask back on, because then it's on. I almost forgot to mention this. Then there's Sheriff Brackett with probably the worst line delivery in the movie, and one of the cringiest, even though it's already been used in one of the other movies. He says, "Happy Halloween, Michael. Everyone's entitled to one good scare," or some shit like that. But it was just fucking terrible. And then we get like what felt like the Batman v Superman fight, where, you know, they kick him around for a little bit, shoot him 4 times, and then they all just like, all right, he's dead. We're gonna go home now. Come back later. He's not there. He kills Sheriff Brackett, and Tommy gets beat to death with old Huckleberry. And it's like, really? I mean, I would have figured Tommy would have at least stuck around to the next one. Unless you consider being beaten off screen with a baseball bat with blood squirting out like Old Faithful to be an ambiguous death, and that maybe he'll come back in Halloween Ends a lot like Sheriff Hawkins came back in Halloween Kills. Because I didn't even get to talk about Sheriff Hawkins and all of his terrible dialogue and some of the shit. Ugh, see, it sounds like I'm just shitting on this movie. And I am. Because it just pisses me the fuck off. They had all this money, they couldn't hire a fucking decent writer. And then, you know, it's such a good looking movie. It looks great. It sounds great. But just the characters and dialogue are so off. And it's like, I didn't notice it the first time, but yeah, this movie's kind of devoid of atmosphere. Somebody said it looked like they had Christmas lights out. Now, I know they were orange lights. It was supposed to be Halloween decorations. And I know not everybody in the world celebrates Halloween or has Halloween decorations up anymore. But there's just, the atmosphere was off, you know, and I can't really excuse that, because, you know, Halloween 4 had atmosphere. How come this one didn't have any atmosphere? Like, even the bar could have had more decorations. If it's Halloween night and you're at a bar, and I just don't know. I mean, I guess some people were wearing costumes. The kids went trick-or-treating, but I can't really explain the whole atmosphere lack thereof. But I don't know, everybody. I've been rambling on long enough. Maybe we will do a let's sit here and watch the fucking movie. If I end up getting Peacock, and we can sit here and somehow watch it, and I can talk to you while I'm watching it and explain to you why I just, watching it the second time made the movie worse for me. So I hate to do it. Y'all are gonna get so mad. I'm giving it a 6 out of 10 because it's only a little bit better than Halloween Kills, and that's not saying much, because as I leave you, I'll explain to you, I was watching the original Halloween last night, and I wanted to watch Halloween 2018 so that I could watch this one again and watch them as a trilogy, as they're, well, the trilogy so far as they are intending us to do so, and just get all the other ones out of my mind. But what did I want to do last night as soon as Halloween was over? Aside from go to bed, I wanted to watch Halloween 2, 1981, and then Halloween 4, and then possibly maybe Halloween Season of the Witch. I don't like to watch Halloween Season of the Witch in between the actual Michael Myers universe. Halloween Season of the Witch is one that I can watch on its own, right around or on Halloween. But, like, you know what I'm saying? it's hard for me to just forget that this fucking franchise has existed previously and that they've already tried this before with Halloween H2O and it didn't work then, and I doubt that it's gonna work this time. Because over time, people are just gonna start fucking realizing that I'm fucking right and they were just in a honeymoon state and didn't realize how fucking mediocre at best this fucking movie was, aside from the music and the directing. But everything else, fucking mediocre, and it pisses me off, and the more I think about it, and the more I watch it, I'm sure the more I'm gonna get fucking pissed off, because goddamn it, we don't have a Friday the 13th or a Nightmare on Elm Street movie to go and watch, but we got all these fucking Halloweens that just keep happening, and it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse, and I'm the only one that sees it. I just can't do it. I can't do it anymore. I just... So with that said, I leave you with the option to either like, dislike, comment, subscribe, unsubscribe. Just let me know your thoughts, because, you know, this is a big event in the horror community. And, you know, if you're a horror fan, I'm sure you're going to enjoy this movie and get some entertainment out of it. I did. But in the big fucking scheme of things, this movie really pisses me off. So let me know your thoughts. Like the video, all that stuff, like I said. And if you're feeling generous, there is a Patreon link down in the description, and feel free to do that. Otherwise, get the fuck out.